commentators, their narrative for him is that he's a showman already. And I'm like, yeah, he has an entertaining game, but I wouldn't call him any more of a showman than Carlos Alcaraz is, for example. I wouldn't call him more of a showman than like Grigor, for example. But those are not the words that come to mind straight away when you describe those players. And I think it's sometimes quite sad to see that with especially the black male tennis players, the athletic ones, that it's showmanship and it's entertainment that is the thing. When actually someone like Artefis has the talent to win Grand Slams, 100% has the talent. Who does he play in the third round?
He has set up a meeting with...
Don't say it like Alex de Minaur.
No, I mean, I'm knock on wood when I say this, but his next opponent is Roman Safiullin. And Roman Safiullin actually Roman Safiullin has made the quarters, I believe, at Wimbledon once before. So he's no slouch on grass. I think Roman Safiullin beat Shapovalov, in 2023, just last year, to make the quarters. So Safullin's defending some points, and there's an opportunity for Arthur Fils to get into his second week of a major for the first time. And then the winner of that match takes on the winner of Alex de Minaur and Luca Pouille. So again, there's some opportunity there. Take it one match at a time, one set at a time, one game at a time, even if you're listening to this Arthur Fils. But I can see him being competitive with all the names I just mentioned. And you brought up a great point about how men of color, specifically black men, are like looked at as just entertainers on the court, and like their achievements are kind of like subsidized underneath that. And on one hand, like if I'm just using my tennis brain, if I just had my tennis hat on and wasn't like, looking at the full scope as how black men are talked about in sports media, from a tennis lens, those names that you mentioned, the Gael Monfils, the Francis, the Tsonga, they have been great entertainers. It's just that they haven't always, when the attention's really on and the trophy's kind of behind them, they haven't grabbed it. So I feel like those instances has made it easier to kind of put them in the showmanship category, but it's also not fair to them because like those other names you mentioned, Carlos Alcaraz, Grigor Dimitrov, obviously Carlos Alcaraz has the resume and championships to back up that he's more than a showman, but Grigor Dimitrov doesn't have, a Grand Slam title. He has a Masters 1000 and a WTA, a ATP Tour final. So like he has a darn good resume, but they don't talk about him the same as just a showman, even when he didn't have all those accolades, So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for Arthur Fils in his career.